look at the numbers there on the PBA Finals and what really happens when you win game number 1.
It's going to go to CJ. Three-pointer doesn't go for Perez. Hodge comes away with it.
Meralco's doing a good job that if you cannot clear that rebound, you tap it to your teammate.
Quero has it. They want to go down to Hodge. Cliff against Don. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Hodge is 25, shoots it. That was way short. And if you're Meralco, that's not a shot that you probably wouldn't like for that possession.
Well, I just felt that, you know, his teammates know that he's having a great scoring night, so why don't you give it to the guy who has a hot hand?
Oh, that's going to be a travel of Don Troliano. Again, that's the defense of Brandon Bates.
You know, you were talking about, you know, conference or you know, San Miguel just scoring 86 points. It's not that easy to do it against San Miguel. And a key factor there is really how Meralco plays defense all throughout. And they're limiting guys, and they're not allowing guys to step up. Of course, it's hard for Troliano, and maybe San Miguel might need Terence Romeo in the next few games. But then those guys who would have a conference where they would score a lot has not really scored much.
Oh, missed opportunity for Newsom. He found himself wide open, just couldn't finish.
Oh,
Troliano,
pass.
great pass and finish by Don.
So this is where Troliano has been scoring a lot in this game. Majority of his shots are coming off transition attacks.
A missed opportunity for Newsom. He was wide open on that layup. Nunu for 3. No, Hodge with the rebound. Crunch time right now. Quinto against Cruz. Inside spins, fades, basket, and there's going to be a foul against Jericho Cruz. And that was right in front of the referee, but right now the Beermen, they want to challenge this one.
I mean, compared to game number 1, you know, Bong Quinto was able to score more points. Here in this game, he's really struggling and really San Miguel making it hard for him.
He has only 5 here. Jericho Cruz pleading his case here. Coach George Galvin agrees and calls for a challenge. Big play as Meralco's just up by 1. Earlier, it was a successful challenge by Coach George Galvin in the first half. Unsuccessful challenge. Look at that defense by Cruz, holding on. Stepping inside the space of Bong Quinto. Again, that's a cylinder of the player, and if you step inside it, that's going to be a foul. Jericho Cruz still doesn't agree, but that's going to be 2 free throws for Bong Quinto.
I mean, he lunged forward, but like I said, it would have been different if he just went straight up vertically.
Quinto, oh, gets the friendly roll. That's a shooter's touch. Creates a 2-point lead for the Bolts.
Bong Quinto has, that's going to be his 6th point of the game.
He's 0 out of 4 from the outside. 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
A tough night for Bong. He's trying to get going here towards the end game.
Now San Miguel calls for time once again with 2:14 remaining here in the 4th quarter. As Meralco tried to survive San Miguel today and take a 2-0 lead. As the Bolts feeling it right now. They're in a good position to go up 2-0 here in the PBA 48 season Philippine Cup Finals. And again, this series is for all the marbles here in the Philippine Cup. It's all for that trophy. And both of these teams want it so bad, but Meralco up by 3, 88-85.
The team effort in which everybody is chipping in. Like before, it always been New carrying the load, right, or Elaine, but now other guys are important. You got 4 guys defending Jumar. You got guys subbing New and giving quality minutes as well. So just everybody helping out. So we believe in them, and then they're also doing their share in making those guys coming off the bench believe also.
That was Coach Luigi Trillo talking about that game 1 win. Coach, this is exactly to your point earlier. It all comes down to the effort of these players. And Coach Luigi said it's everybody putting in the effort right now, from the bigs to the guards. It's been a collective effort for the Meralco Bolts. As we take a look at their history in the Philippine Cup playoffs, this is the road. They won against Ginebra 4-3, but before that, lost to San Miguel, lost to Magnolia, and lost to Ginebra in the past couple of years.
Well, it's always been so close. I mean, Meralco has gotten into a position like this so many times. It's just that a guy named Justin Brownlee has always consistently frustrated, the balls in situations like this. And even, the matchup with San Miguel in the past has been really good.
13 seconds on the shot clock. 2:04 remaining in the 4th quarter. CJ Perez feeling it right now. They want to go down to Fajardo. CJ. Oh, what a move! Pinoy step for CJ Perez.
Just a man with so many moves going to the basket. Very hard to defend, especially if he goes around Junmar Fajardo.
31 for Perez. Newsome, what's his answer? Can't shake off Ross. Drive inside. Newsome gets away. Basket doesn't go. Bates secures it out to Quinto. They go back to Nunu. Banquero drives inside. Oh, gets swatted away. Oh, Jericho Cruz and the lead for the Beermen.
Of Jericho Cruz. What a move there by Jericho. But San Miguel defense in that interior, starting Junmar Fajardo, was the main reason for that stop and that bucket.
Banquero. It's doubled. Hodge driving. Quinto, 3 seconds on the shot clock. Oh! Gets the floater to drop!
Exchange of baskets between these two ball clubs.
What a shot for Bong Quinto.
I literally just like the fight back of each team.
Wow.
One team is down. They will be persistent. They will continue fighting. They will be ahead, and it's the other team who will continue fighting, and then they will be ahead.
Take a look at this. Jericho Cruz warding off Newsome to take the lead, but Hodge, last second, gets into Quinto, just fires a prayer over Junmar Fajardo and gets it answered as Meralco takes a 1-point lead back from the Beermen.
Well, that's the best available shot that you have. Because if you're just going to go on a regular layup, that's going to get swatted away. And that's what Junmar did in the previous play.
What a back and forth affair today. This might go down to the last second of this ball game. We're down to the last 58 seconds of game 2.
I mean, the exchange of baskets between these two teams is wow. I mean, really the effort and the determination to try to win this game.
Evolution of greatness. Wow. Perfect title for the series. The Meralco Bolts against the San Miguel Beermen here to pack Smart Araneta Coliseum. Fans of both teams right now, you can feel the tension from the fans.
I mean, everyone is like at the edge of their seats.
I'm tense, Coach. Because I'm having a great time watching this ball game.
I just love it. I just love games like this wherein both teams are really giving it their all.
That was a great back and forth between both of these teams. Great sequence. Hey, look at this. The Meralco Bolts won 10 of the last 13 games since the elimination round. So they're on a wave right now. And again, as Chris Newsom said earlier, the belief, the confidence for this Meralco squad. Meanwhile, it's the experience, the championship poise for the San Miguel Beermen right now as he try to, sabi nga nila, Coach, humugot from the championship experience, talking about the San Miguel Beermen.
Both teams are determined, definitely. One team wants it so bad to win a championship. The other team wants to keep itself in an untouchable situation because of their dominance, most especially in the Philippine Cup.
3 timeouts remaining for Meralco at 1:30. 1 full timeout remaining here for the Beermen. This Ross, almost. They want to get it to Junmar. Fajardo. Cruz instead drives against Hodge. Gets trapped. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ross has to create. CJ!
Key basket!
Oh, airballs it! And that's going to be a turnover. Big stop for the Bolts.
It could have been a big play there on the part of CJ.
And right now, the Bolts have the luxury of having a lot of timeouts. This is just their, they have 4 in total, 3 fulls in 1:30. They burn 1 here. With 3 more timeouts remaining for Meralco and 43 seconds remaining. A basket here will make it tough for San Miguel.
But so far, situation on the fouls, both teams already in penalty. With 43 seconds left, possession on the part of the Meralco Bolts. I mean, so many things can still happen here. This is still
anybody's ball game.
This is close to a 2-possession game, or a possession each for any of these teams, unless there's an offensive rebound.
Both of these teams battling so hard today. One team trying to go up 2-0. The other trying to tie it up. Look at this. Chris Banquera and Chris Ross. What a history for these guys. Ross played for the Meralco Bolts 2010 to 2013. Meanwhile, Banquera played for San Miguel. And then Ross.
They're switching positions, Andre. Both started at the respective teams. And now they're on the opposite side of the fence.
And this is their 4th matchup in the PBA Finals. These guys know each other so well. But Chris Ross has won all 3 final series versus Chris Banquero. And Banquero was with Alaska in that span. So this is haunting, I'm sure, Chris Banquero. But right now, Meralco has possession. Let's see if they call another timeout here. Banquero has 12 and 4. Meanwhile, Ross in single digits, but again, being the leader that he has 6 assists to his name.
Well, both of them are great play. I mean, Chris Ross, you know, in this game so far, he would really opt to really get his teammates involved. Of course, getting the ball to Junmar. But Banquero has really been aggressively attacking the hoop, even from game number 1.
Pressure defense right now for the Beermen. Meralco needs to take care of the basketball. That's all they need to do for now, is to bring the ball in. They go up top to Hodge. Hodge being met up top by Junmar. Meralco trying to use time here. Hodge wants the basketball. Trying to get it to Quinto. Back to Nunu. Banquero for 3!
Be a big shot.
Oh! Puts it up and in! Chris Banquero with a 3!
What a big shot there by Banquero. We were just talking about him and Chris Ross a while ago. I was wondering there if that gamble of a steal opened things up for that ball swing to Banquero. Because if they did gamble and they just waited for Cliff Hodge to attack,
it was a gamble by Ross.
It's a gamble right there on the steal, which was really could have been good on one hand, but then if it will open things up for a ball swing and an open jumper, that's a big risk that you know anyone would really have to take.
And that was the one shot, if you're San Miguel Beermen, you wouldn't want to give up against the Meralco Bolts, that big 3-point shot.
And most especially, it's an open shot, Andre. I mean, if it's a challenge shot, then you're okay. But Banquero has really been attacking every single time.
CB again leading the way for the Bolts. He has 15 in this ball game. It's been Banquero, Hodge, and Newsome leading the way for the Bolts. And right now, the Meralco Bolts fans feeling it. They're up by 4, 25 seconds. Not a lot of time here for the Beermen, and they burned their last time out of the ball game with this one.
Well, it's either you go for a quick 2, but most likely they will go for a quick 2 unless Marshall, although Marshall's reporting now, even Trollano's there, or well, all of these guys can shoot the 3 if they're wide open.
And this lineup by Bolts, the Bolts, a lot of size, a lot of speed also to switch. Will they switch everything here? They probably will switch everything on this possession. Except Junmar, probably.
Yes, but that can be a good setup for Junmar to provide that screen to force Meralco to gamble on the switch, if ever.
Go to CJ. CJ fires a three. Oh! He drains a three!
What a game, Andre!
Oh, what an answer by CJ Perez.
Just love the way how both of these teams compete at a very high level.
Oh my goodness! Just when he thought San Miguel was dead in the water, CJ Perez delivers for the Beermen. Take a look at it one more time. Clearly behind the three-point arc. That's another three, and CJ Perez with another big shot, and he has a total of 34 points.
Big points for CJ. What a big scoring night. No hesitation on the part of CJ. We were just talking about it. Would you expect San Miguel to take a quick two or an open three? But you put both together, it was a quick three. And they only, there's still 22 seconds left in the game. You can expect an attempted steal by San Miguel and maybe a foul if needed, to give San Miguel another opportunity to score. Because if you were San Miguel and you don't foul, Andre, Meralco will just, finish off the clock.
But if Meralco scores or turns the ball over here, San Miguel doesn't have any timeouts remaining. But let's talk about CJ Perez. As they said, Coach, in big-time situations, big-time players make big-time plays. And CJ Perez has been the epitome of that today.
Yes, the most important thing, CJ was able to stay out of foul trouble. CJ only has 3 fouls, and that was still from the first half. And CJ is having a great scoring night and can just literally turn things around for the Beermen. But they need to make a big stop here and get a chance to at least go back on offense.
The free throw shooters coming in right now. Coach Brandon Bates takes a seat. Alain Maliksi coming in for the Bolts. Take a look at the most all Filipino titles in the PBA. 10 goes to San Miguel by a wide margin.
That's how dominant they are.
Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, Banquero gets fouled in that play. But that was a dangerous pass to CB.
But Banquera's great hands to catch that ball,
like
even on the fly.
Catch.
Yes, that was like a running back getting
from a quarterback,
getting a pass from the quarterback on the fly.
He was in midair when he caught that one.
He was in midair, and that was not an easy catch to make because when he landed, the defense was right there. He could have turned the ball over by either traveling or losing that ball.
Oh, Banquero misses the first one. This game is alive for the Beermen. Banquero. One will make a 2-point game. San Miguel has no timeouts remaining. Still a chance for the Beermen. That leaves it wide open for San Miguel.
They have to get this rebound first. Remember, this Meralco Bolts is also, fighting hard for those rebounds. San Miguel has to clear this rebound, and they have 20 seconds to make a basket.
Banquero makes the second. No timeouts remaining for the Beermen. Penalty situation, both teams. CJ has it. Marshall steps back for the lead. Oh! Marshall puts it up and in! Oh my goodness!
Both shots came from the same area for San Miguel. One from CJ, the other one from Marshall Lassiter.
We are just in awe right now. The shot making of both teams. And San Miguel down by 4 with 24 seconds remaining. Now up by 1. Take a look at it one more time. Quito bites on the fake and Marshall turns into Super Marshall and gets that 3-point shot to fall.
And that was not an easy shot to make, and San Miguel fans really enjoying this moment.
Beermen fans now standing up here, the big dome. But it's not yet over. This is a lot of time for the Bolts. 13 seconds remaining. They're down by 1. Now take a look at this. PBA all-time three-point made leaders. Jimmy Alapag is at number 1. 1,250 field goals made from the outside. The trigger man, Alan Kaidik, 8 3-pointers behind him at 1,242. But of course, the guy chasing after them is that man who just made a 3-pointer. Marshall Lassiter.
23 more.
Wow.
23 more. That's so doable for Marshall.
It's a matter of when,
They can,
not if.
he can even do it in this conference if he just goes wild with his 3-point shooting.
Meralco now. How big was that missed free throw by Chris Banquero, Coach?
No, that's definitely big. I mean, score could have been tied at this stage. But right now, there's nothing really much Meralco can do but just to move on and focus on this last big play with 13 seconds left.
2 big triples. CJ Perez, Marshall Lassiter. And right now, all small for both squads. Junmar out. Look at Marshall. Just a couple of 3-pointers away from tying Alan Kaidik and Jimmy Alipag. But here we go. Last possession. Let's see where Meralco will go. Banquero. They don't have time. CB. That's a screen. Banquero drives. Layup. CB. Oh, that rolls out. CJ gets it. And he gets fouled. Oh my goodness.
That was a tough shot there. Chris Banquero almost made that shot.
That's going to be 2 free throws for the Beermen. Unlikely. The Beermen are in this position right now after being down by 4 with seconds remaining.
What a big wind up here for San Miguel. Wow. Those 2 3-point shots in the end.
And this might be the momentum that they need in this series.
Banquero had a nice...
That's a good look for CB.
It was really close. He attacked the basket well. It's just that he just couldn't make it. Just didn't fall.
It's going to be shots here for Marshall. So Marshall will head to the free throw line. 130-second timeout. Just 2 free throws for CJ Perez. 130-second timeout remaining here for the Meralco Bolts. Big free throws coming up here for Perez. CJ, first one. Oh, that goes out!
Free throws.
For both squads.
Both squads. They're missing free throws. On one side, Chris Banquero missed one, split his charities.
Now Brandon Bates coming into the floor as well as Junmar Fajardo for rebounding purposes. Again, Meralco has another 30-second timeout remaining. What a game so far.
Just so unpredictable. You thought that one team had it in the bag already, but for some reason, the other team kept fighting back.
Beermen, CJ Perez. Missed the first one. Second free throw. Perez misses it.
Intentionally.
Bonquinto. That's going to be a travel in Bonquinto. And that's the game. What a turn of events here. Meralco was about to go up 2-0. But CJ Perez and Marshall Lassiter. They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but for the San Miguel Beermen, it does today.
It did. They hit
spot.
a 3-point shot in the same spot.
And that is the ball game as Meralco loses this one. And the Beermen wins this in amazing fashion. 2 triples seals the deal for the Beermen, and they're led by CJ Perez.
CJ wants to go to Moto 2 on the repos. Instead, they go ball screen. There's a switch on D. Good switch back for Meralco. And now this is Marcio. The pull-up jumper won't fall. CJ with the rebound. And now Mo goes to the fadeaway J, too strong.
If that would have went in, I would have said, why not tonight? He's been on fire.
Chris Newsome, three-point shot is short.
Oh!
Cliff Hodge is there to take care of business.
What a tremendous effort by Cliff Hodge right there, really going hard to that offensive glass. Again, both of these teams giving their all. This is a very pivotal time. Oh, and a block by Cliff. But there is Junmar to clean it up. Great work by Cliff Hodge on both ends.
Tied ball game once again, and don't be surprised if this will be a theme until the final buzzer, as both teams refusing to give an inch. SMB still sitting on the 2-3 zone defense, and another foul will be issued against them. This might be troublesome. That will be their fourth, and we're still early in the final period, Vince.
That is something. Again, you got to take care of your, as we look at Cliff Hodge, once again going hard to the basket, but like you said, you got to take care of your fouls, especially at the end. Ooh, what a dive.
And Hodge scores back-to-back hits.
But what an assist from Chris Newsome. Again, he is also a very good triple threat. He knows how to drive, he knows how to shoot, and that time, a great pass.
The bigs of San Miguel, though, doing a great job of managing their fouls, both of them with 4, but you know, as long as you stay away from that 5th, you're not too nervous. Bolts also commit their 3rd team foul in this final period. Arena Plus, Azteca Sports, 6 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in game number 3. CJ to Marcio, quick trigger, good for 3!
I told you so. This guy is on the cusp of having the most 3 points ever in the PBA.
You know who was shouting behind him? Alex Cabagnor, his former San Miguel Beer running mate. Part of that dead 5. That was for Captain Crunchman. Counter 3 will not fall, but Bong Quinto will give them another crack at it. Brandon Bates delivers to Banquero. 7 seconds remaining. Newsome on the attack. Newsome is fouled.
Great patience there by Newsome. Didn't rush into a shot. Actually did a sort of an up and under as well. Took a bit of contact, so I think that was the right call.
How quick was that release, Vince?
He just feels it's a layup. It's a 25-foot layup for him. Don't have to bring it down at all. He has been doing this for a long time, my friend.
And the feeling is that it's only going to be a matter of time before Marcio Lassiter becomes the top 3-point shooter in PBA history. But right now, they will need a couple more coming from him in the final 6 minutes of Game 3 as Newsome just tied it again at 80.
Just under 6 minutes. And they broke that deadlock. Let's see what San Miguel can do. Again, both teams playing exceptionally hard on both ends of the court.
Junmar Fajardo, monster minutes in this ball game. Moto to a monster contributions. That will be a foul before the shot attempt.
Yep. Cliff Hodge is saying, hey, I had my hands up, but you also reached a little bit there, Cliff. I saw you. Oh, but guess what? That's a 4th foul on Mr. Hodge as well. So he joins the ranks of Junmar with 4.
Now the San Miguel Beermen will call a timeout. They're down by 1 here. 5:45 left in the 4th quarter. double-double for Cliff Hodge, the heartbeat of the Meralco Bolts. 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks and assists, unlimited floor burns, amazing leadership by example. Cliff Hodge wants to deliver a championship to the only team that he has played for in his entire PBA career.
I mean, early on, he got hit in the chops. He busted up his knee a little bit, but what heart has been shown by Mr. Cliff Hodge. Like you said, he is the heartbeat of this team, and he has got the most energy I think I've ever seen. Doing things on both ends of the court, doing offensive rebounding, getting block shots, doing all those little things that coaches love.
9 of the 10 starters in this ball game are in this matchup, with the exception of Mo Tautua in for Rodney Brondial as a foul is called against Raymond Almazan. That will be his third, but that will also send Meralco into the penalty. Same with SMB.
So again, we always say, you know, in the PBA, you always say the last 2 minutes, but for me, it's always the last 5 minutes. Who can really perform and step up? Well, that guy just did. The guy who just knocked his head on the floor, pretty good. Drains a nice 3 there, CJ Perez.
The seesaw continues as the lead shifts back to the San Miguel Beermen, still sitting on this 2-3 zone defense. Banquero, 3-point shot, no good. Hodge with the rebound, gives it up to Raymond Almazan as we're tied again.
And Junmar did not want to foul Raymond, so a smart move to back away.
Meralco still banking on those second chance points. CJ kicks it out. Tautua steps into a 3, no good. And that ball bounced off of Junmar Fajardo. Another stop here for the Bolts.
He had the ball, but he just dropped it off of his big size 16 shoes. It went out of bounds.
And you can no longer go under the screen on CJ Perez.
Nope.
Not here in this conference. Maybe in the Commissioner's Cup where he was making 24%. But a now 10% leap in his 3-point field goal shooting from the last conference. Quinto on the attack. Bong stops. Passes off to Banquero. CB to Newsome now. New towards his left. Now attacks middle. Mid-range jumpers deadly.
Stepping up. Exactly what Chris Newsome is doing. I always say the last few minutes is all about execution. Great execution right there by Chris Newsome.
CJ Perez wants to get it back. CJ on the move. That was a swipe. And the foul, it will send CJ back to the line.
Another guy who's hit the deck a few times. Let's look at this move. Again, you could see CJ Perez is playing him, shading him to go left. But again, when you're that good, like Chris Newsome is, you still find a way to go to your strong side, which was his right.
Chris Newsome was assessed the foul, not Raymond Almazan. That is important for Meralco because that would have been Almazan's 5th.
So they changed it, and now that's exactly what San Miguel Coach George Gallant is saying. Hey, why can we change it right then? Should have been a review, but the referee corrected himself, and that's the thing that stands on the court. Raymond Almazan would have been in pretty big trouble had he gotten another foul right there.
So CJ making up for that earlier free throw miss. Taking care of business this time around with the first. 4 minutes and 10 left in game 3. Second is a miss. Almazan grabs another important rebound for the Bolts.
Let's see if Nuno can turn it on once again.
He was quiet in the 4th quarter in game 3.
Got Cliff Hodge alone on the baseline if they can spot him.
Newsome launches for 3. No. Rebound. Marcio was all alone.
Underrated part of his game He's known as a shooter, but he can rebound really well.
Tautua has been quiet, has not scored yet here in the fourth quarter, still at 19 points. Marcio on the attack. Layup is blocked by Newsome, and he saves the possession to Banquero.
That is the remarkable part. Not only did he block the shot, he saved it.
Another one-hander miss coming from CB. Oh, a steal from CJ. Perez in a foot race. CJ, layup, no!
CJ thought he could have been fouled there.
Quinto for three. That's good!
Quinto is the man of the moment with a big shot. Again, it's all about execution when the last few minutes are at play. Great defensive effort by Meralco to foil that attempt by CJ Perez, and they come back this way. And there is Quinto dropping it like it's hot from three-point land, and he gives his team a 4-point lead going into the last 3 minutes of this fourth canto. Don't go anywhere.
CJ Perez trying to shake off that last feeling as he thought he was fouled on the layup attempt. The Gilas Pilipinas brothers, two of the most talented players we have in the PBA right now, showing us everything. A little bit of offense, a little bit of defense. You saw the block from Newsome in the save. You saw the steal coming from CJ Perez on the other side, and they will do everything they can to lead their squads to a win here today.
Like you said, two of the most athletic guys electrifying the crowd with their dunks, their slashes, their steals, and their defensive plays. They can really do it all. CJ really felt that he was fouled, though, going to that basket. But a great defensive effort nonetheless by Chris Newsome not to give up on the play. CJ did get the nice steal. Thought he was going to have clear sailing, but it was not to be as we look at their numbers.
21 points on Newsome, 16 for Perez. The shooting percentage very close, as this feels like a must-score situation for the San Miguel Beermen, as the Meralco Bolts are trying to get momentum firmly on their side.
One thing is for sure, they have pretty much neutralized Junmar up until that point. This is the time when Junmar usually takes over.
But this is where Junmar has been reduced to. It's now trying to trail his guards, get the offensive rebounds, and score on putbacks, because the first options on Junmar have not worked so far.
You know, you got to give credit to Coach Luigi Trillo and his wards for doing an exceptional job. You know, when Junmar gets the ball, it's usually one-on-one or one-on-two against other teams. But against the Bolts, it's sometimes one-on-one, sometimes one-on-three. And they are so good at what I call digging.
Yep.
The guy on the defense will help dig and get right back to his man. So it happens so fast. And Junmar's had to really make a lot of adjustments, and it's really affected his scoring output. It's rare you see Junmar with just 10 points at this juncture.
Split from the line coming from Junmar. Meralco leads by 3 here, 88-85. Newsome to CB up top. Back to Newsome for 3. No. The tap goes back to Newsome. Smart play coming from Quinto. Almazan takes it. Misses. Rebound to Marcio. As Meralco might have
Yes.
rushed that one a little bit.
But great effort nonetheless to keep the ball alive. Again, a rebound is just as good as a tip out to one of your teammates just gained that possession.
CJ under the defense of Almazan with an end one.
You know, CJ did that a few times in the last game as well, where he dives in, he does that sort of, I call him kind of Marlu, Kili shot, gets right under you and gets the harm. Let's see it once again. Little in, out, quick step, goes right under the outstretched arms of rock and roll Almazan and scores it, but he cannot convert the free throw.
Still a 1-point lead for Meralco, but those were crucial hits coming from the Beermen to make it a 1-point game. We're down to the final 2 minutes of game 3. Newsome given space. Almazan did not catch it clean. He loses it to the baseline.
Just a little bit behind him. It was one of those I thought, you thought. Raymond thought that Newsome was going to go up for the shot. And when the defense converged, Almazan was actually open, but he threw the ball a little bit behind him. And he couldn't quite handle the rock.
You saw Coach Luigi Trillo trying to tell Raymond Almazan that yes, you're still doing a great job. Forget about that last play and focus on your defense. SMB looking for the go-ahead basket. And CJ will have 2 opportunities from the stripe once again.
CJ once again attacking the defense. Again, any little crevice you give him, he's going to expose it. Let's see if 77 can make his mark from the free throw line. He's got 18 points in this ball game.
But it hasn't been pretty for CJ Perez. The first free throw is a miss.
Ooh. Free throws, I told ya. It really gets put under the microscope come the fourth quarter.
They are 21 of 32 as a team here in this game. Second one. To knot the count at 88. Free throw is a miss as well. Junmar stopped by Almazan.
Wow. What a huge play right there. Not your usual Junmar missing a shot underneath.
Newsome up top. Trying to use the screen coming from Raymond. Banquero attacks middle. The pass to Newsome is off. And they will play on. Stop coming from the San Miguel Beermen.
Last minute.
Looking for Junmar. A struggle of a ball game. But can he provide an important basket? Fajardo against Almazan. He's fouled. He'll take 2.
Wow. You know, at first, I was looking at Meralco. They were asking for the travel on the initial step of Junmar when he had tried to attack the basket. It looked like he might have taken an extra step. Let's see it right here. Once, it's close. But anyways, definitely a foul there. And Junmar will go to the stripe. Ever. So important free throws right now.
Brandon Bates will come into the ball game, replacing Raymond Almazan, who just committed his 6th and final foul. Junmar Fajardo. This game, one of the worst he's had in his finals career. He's been so dominant that the bad games have come few and far apart. But again, as long as you end up as the victor, you can forget about your personal struggles. And now Junmar can get them ahead with 2 free throws.
As we look at the the timeout situation, a lot of timeouts left for both teams. But looking at Junmar, he is 6 out of 8 right now in this ball game from the free throw line. But none are more important than these next 2. If he can be 8 out of 10, he is a happy camper.
You know, the Meralco Bolts have done a great job of limiting their turnovers, but they're throwing away crucial possessions here in the end game. Almazan losing it to the baseline. Banquero throwing an off pass to Newsome. That is 2 big possessions where San Miguel Beer can score.
Correct. You must take care of the ball. You cannot afford turnovers. Like I said, San Miguel will make you pay in a big way. Remember, just like last game, it only takes 1 point to get a W.
Marcio Lassiter in his slow march to become the deadliest three-point shooter in PBA history. 3 of 3 from downtown, providing enough to support their bench crew with their usual scorers of their game. CJ Perez elevating his performance here in the second half. June Mar, let's see if he can do the same with these 2 free throws coming up.
Very, very important free throws. They all are, especially now.
First free throw, clean for Junmar Fajardo. Tied ball game, 88 apiece, 51.9 seconds.
11 points, 12 boards for the Kraken.
Second free throw, good as well for Junmar as the lead swings to San Miguel Beer.
Again, what separates the men from the boys? Execution. Let's see if the Bolts can execute.
Newsome has it versus CJ. Goes to Banquero. He has struggled in this ball game, especially in the second half. Maliksi to CB. They swing it. Newsome open from the corner. That's good!
Big, big, big shot. Monster shot from Chris Newsome. Letting it fly from the left corner. 24 points in the ball game. We thought he started a little bit slow in the first half, but man, has he turned it up.
What patience coming from that Meralco Bolts set. They were testing. They were moving the 2-3 zone defense of the San Miguel Beermen. And finally, they locate Chris Newsome, and it had to be Moto Tua, a big man, trying to run to the corner and stop him. The result, a go-ahead 3-ball for New.
That's what you call the extra pass. An unselfish play by the Bolts gets them a nice little lead. They're up by 2. It's not insurmountable, of course, but it's a pretty good thing to be up against the Beermen with about 30 seconds to play.
But if you are Meralco, you were up by more points in a shorter amount of time in game number 2. So this is by no means a safe lead. This is the story of Chris Newsome. Played in the UAAP for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Did not win a championship there. Drafted by the Meralco Bolts. He has played as many games as he can. Every time his number was called for Gilas Pilipinas, maybe 3x3 or 5-on-5. And Newsome just looking for the only championship that has continued to elude him, a PBA title for Meralco.
Well, he's done his part on offense. Now they just need to get a stop. Remember, partner San Miguel scored 6 points in 25 seconds of the last game. Right now we have 34. Perez and Lassiter doing the damage in last game. Let's see if those 2 guys can step up or if somebody else will.
Lots of timeouts remaining. 2 for SMB, 3 for Meralco. But again, a reminder that we have no player timeouts anymore. So it has to be in dead ball situations unless the basket is scored or the action is stopped. You cannot call a timeout.
For me, this is the biggest defensive play of this ball game for Meralco. If they can get a stop, they look to be in a very good position.
CJ Perez will be the inbounder.
Gonna get the ball in.
Yep, sends it to Newsome. CJ will work here. Perez on the attack. CJ on the step through, misses. Hodge with the board. There's a 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Will SMB foul or will they allow Meralco to burn the clock? Coach George Gallant asking them to foul, but they're not hearing him right now. Newsome finally fouled, but the hesitation coming from the San Miguel Beermen allowed Meralco to burn a lot of clock.
Yes, a lot of clock. Coach George was going ballistic on the sideline, telling everybody foul. He's like, I think he's got red marks on his arms right now. He's like, foul, foul. Let's see Can Newsome make this shot after a great defensive effort by Cliff Hodge to stay with CJ? He gets the stop and he gets the board.
First free throw for Newsome is good.
So now it's 3 points. A chance to possibly ice it. Again, if he gets to 4 points, that might be 2 possessions for San Miguel to get back.
If he misses, it is play on.
Yes. No
So
timeout.
Meralco already instructing their players to give up a foul. If he misses, he does not. They're up by 4.
There you go. Huge implications about made or missed free throws, as always.
93-89. San Miguel Beer will call one of their remaining timeouts. This will be a full. They will be left with a 30 with 11.3. But again, it's so different when you still have about 20 seconds remaining as opposed to 11 when you need 2 possessions.
I totally agree. But actually what's really at stake here, my friend, is 1 possession right now. 1 stop. Can San Miguel get that quick score? Because I don't think they can really go. Well, if they get an open 3, go for it. But they got to go for something quick. Get a quick foul or get a steal. That's their basic chance right now.
In our series story, the evolution of greatness, and we're seeing the Meralco Bolts evolve in front of our very eyes, learning their mistakes in Game 2, turning them into positives in Game 3. Can they hang on for 11.3 more seconds? The action will continue on Wednesday, still inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Independence Day here in the Philippines. Meralco versus SMB, who will be holding a 2-1 series advantage. We will also be awarding our best player of the conference before the resumption of the action, as Meralco will go to a smaller unit. So now you're seeing that they're more worried about the 3-point shots. Correct. They might have to switch everything here just to deny the shooters from getting a clean look.
Absolutely. They put in a known defensive gem in Jansen Rios.
Like if they send the ball into Junmar, then
back off.
That's all you can do, right?
Yeah, that's it. But again, right now, their alphabet has to be complete. They have to spell it A, B, C, D, not A, B, C, E. They got to have that D to stop, get this stop, and go up in this best of 7 series. 1 stop, and they got it. San Miguel wants to get 1 quick score and a steal.
CJ Perez, dangerous in this situation. Marcio Lassiter equally so.
Do not give Marcio an open look.
Marcio, tough 3-point shot. Good line, Marcio. The second effort is a miss as well. Junmar loses the basketball. CJ to Chris Ross. 1 last attempt, no good, and that will do it. The Meralco Bolts lead the series 2-1.
Wow, what a game. It just went back and forth. You know, this game was so close. Either way, it could have gone either way, but it just was the Bolts' day. They had the shots going, especially from Chris Newsome at the end. San Miguel, nothing to hang their head on. They played an excellent game. Just came up just a little bit short. And that was the last
coming
second.
from Bong Quinto.
Yeah. That's smart play. Just get the ball away from the basket. And again, the San Miguel Beermen come up a little short on a, well, I'll say a little bit subpar game from the Kraken, but not by his own fruition.
Yes, they could.
You want to keep tiring him out, whether when he's playing offense by pushing him, making him keep on moving. At the same time, defensively, keep him always alert and engaged.
Junmar, exit pass, Terrence, 3-point shot is a miss. Credit Junmar with that tap. Oh, but they turned the ball over. Newsome pushing for Meralco. Banquero, the layup is strong. Newsome with a follow.
And look at how quick the guys from Meralco were able to get down there. Back-to-back timeouts for San Miguel.
Another timeout for the San Miguel Beermen. Coach George Gallet really micromanaging these possessions because he feels that if he doesn't, momentum might turn in favor of Meralco.
13th turnover for San Miguel there. And we mentioned in the previous game, they only had 5. These two teams don't really turn the ball over that much. So this 13 number right now for San Miguel is big.
13 turnovers, allowing 15 points from turnovers for the Meralco Bolts. As CJ Perez enters the matchup replacing Jericho Cruz. Newsome locating Banquero, but again, not assuming it will be a made basket, sticking to the play, using that athleticism to sky high and reach for that putback.
Whenever you're in the fast break, the focus shifts to the guy who has that basketball. And that time, Newsome gave up that ball. Perfect timing for Banquero, but Banquero overcooking it. And Newsome doing what every basketball player is taught. Don't assume that it's going to go in.
Second chance points. Slim advantage for the Meralco Bolts, 13-11. As Coach George Gallet is back to his starting unit. Lassiter, Ross, Fajardo, Tautua, and CJ Perez. Marcio, one-hand pass. CJ for 3! No! Rebound picked up by Alain.
So that quick double, unlike in the previous game, in game number 4, off that quick double, they were able to rotate that ball and knock down the 3. This time, they miss it.
Jumper is sweet and wet for Chris Newsome. 8-point lead for the Bolts.
And look at how focused Meralco is, not celebrating that they have an 8-point lead.
Tautua trying to ask for the basketball, wants to post up. Instead, he gives up a screen to CJ Perez. Kick out pass to Ross. They go inside now to Junmar. Junmar with that familiar spin. Patient move. He misses the layup. Second effort is good for the Kraken. 34-15.
He's doing all the work right now for San Miguel.
Junmar almost single-handedly keeping them in this ball game. As Newsome attacks again, he pushes it forward. It's money.
It's like all of a sudden Chris Newsome saying, okay, fourth quarter, my time, my turn. Putting in the points right now is Chris Newsome.
That is 16 second half points for Chris Newsome. As Alain Baliksi is called for a pushing foul. Both teams with 3 fouls apiece.
Still no challenge, right, for Meralco?
Nope. They really thought about the blocking foul issued against Chris Banquero earlier, but they decided to hang on to it as Raymond Almazan checks back in. Ross back to Junmar. Kraken to Ross. They could not swing that basketball. Ross forced to take the 3. He misses it. Alexi taps it over, and Newsome completes the stop for the Bolts. They're still running. Newsome to Almazan. Touchdown!
Fast break points once again, doing it for Meralco. But hey, how does the fast break happen? They got to make stops, and they've been making stops. 10-point lead for them.
First double-digit lead of the ball game for the Meralco Bolts. CJ locates Tautua. This is big. This is important. He misses the triple.
It's a shot selection right now of San Miguel.
Hodge reverse. No. Where will San Miguel Beer go here? CJ must create some offense for his squad. Ross back to Perez. Into Junmar now. That's a foul on Almazan. That will be 4 for the Meralco Bolts.
And whenever the pace quickens, that's the advantage of Meralco. Not just them getting fast break opportunities, but also San Miguel tends to go with the same pace where they cannot maximize Junmar Fajardo.
Timeout now requested by the Meralco Bolts, leading 88-78. The action heating up inside the Big Dome, inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, as you only have 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to play. And when push comes to shove, the big-time players hit big-time shots. Newsome elevating his game, helping Meralco claim this lead. In the fourth quarter, the Meralco Bolts have outscored the San Miguel Beermen 19-8. And yes, the offense is good, but the defense has been spectacular. Happy birthday, Senator Bongo, and we thank you for celebrating your birthday with us inside the Big Dome. Carlo Pomintuan and Dominic Uy on the call with Miss Bea Escudero as our courtside reporter.
And Chris Newsom, what has he done? He has done amazing things once again here in the second quarter. 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists for Chris Newsom. 5 of 13 from the field. Obviously, you could say he could do better, but he's been leading his team. He's been getting rebounds. He's been making stops. He's been pushing that basketball, and he has been involved in the crucial plays for Meralco, which has allowed them to have a 10-point lead right now.
And most of those misses came in the first half. He has been very efficient in the third and fourth quarters. Junmar Cutroliano. 3-point shot is a miss. Another stop for Meralco.
In game number 4, it was Meralco who was missing in the fourth quarter.
Newsom directing traffic, burning some clock here. One-on-one against Marcio. Nunu showing us the handles in his bag. Newsom with the pass. Almazan misses. The rebound goes to CB.
A great effort by Banquero to be able to keep that ball alive.
Newsom, his spot, in and out.
Newsom getting to the spots that he likes, but that time not able to knock it down.
And this is what's needed from CJ.
Yeah.
Put your head down,
And
do
just
something.
create. Just create.
It has been a struggle to score that basketball for CJ Perez. Only 11 points in this ball game. We all know he's capable of so much more, but now he needs to help ease the burden on the shoulders of Junmar.
You know, you can see Junmar is tired, and the way to get the Junmar the basketball is you got to set it up. But you want to be able to also attack if you're CJ Perez. If you see an open lane, you got to make things happen. This is a time that, you know, you look at players to be able to make things happen.
If Junmar doesn't get any rest for the rest of this fourth quarter, he will be at 44 minutes in this game on one-day rest. CJ takes care of both to at least stop the bleeding for SMB.
And that's looking ahead for Sunday for game number 6.
Almost a steal. Yes, it will be a stop. But the referee correcting himself and saying that the ball will stay with Meralco. No challenge remaining for the San Miguel Beermen, and we're not yet in the final 2 minutes, so no review yet.
And for Meralco, Carlo, you don't want to play defensive basketball. You gotta be aggressive still.
Maliksi fakes off CJ, fakes and scores on the other side.
And because Alain has been playing so well, and Junmar felt that the defender was left behind, he had to help out.
Back to a 10-point advantage, 90-80. CJ going to his strong side, blocked by Newsom.
Hey, credit that defense of Meralco. Seems like they've got a lot more legs in today's ball game.
Playing with the same type of effort on both ends. Newsom with the denial. 6 to work with here for SMB. Marcio loses the ball. That's another stop for Meralco.
Just look at how focused Meralco is. You know, playing possession per possession.
Coach George Gallant imploring CJ to put some pressure on Newsom as they need consecutive stops here. Nunu uses the screen. Newsom to Hodge. Cliff. Big collision. No call. It will be a shot clock violation.
Bonquinto now returning for Alain Maliksi. Alain may get a little bit of rest depending on what happens and how Quinto plays. 8 points in the ball game so far for Quinto.
Yeah, but you know, for Meralco, it's getting a fresh defender there as Junmar erases the defense of Almazan and scores to add to his tally of 36 and 16.
He's not going to get that foul because that's the same move Junmar's been doing with the same exact power. At that time, Almazan trying to exaggerate the contact a little bit, not getting that call.
2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. Meralco protecting an 8-point lead. We have a timeout. Junmar Fajardo crowned himself as a 10-time best player of the conference. 28 points and 13 rebounds in Game 4. A season high was at 28 points. That's now history as he has reset that number to 36, playing 42 minutes in this game and counting. But still, with the superhuman effort coming from the Kraken, his squad, the San Miguel Beermen, the defending champions, are still staring at an 8-point deficit with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in Game 5.
Look at those numbers, 36 points, 16 rebounds. And Junmar Fajardo has not lost a Philippine Cup series ever since they've drafted him in San Miguel. So that's a huge number for Junmar, and he feels that weight on his shoulders.
90 to 82 is the count right now, and they will need a little bit more coming from Junmar as the shots have not fallen from the outside coming from their snipers.
Well, remember, we said he needed some help. He got help in game number 4. On the other hand, Meralco, we said Chris Newsom needed some help here in game number 5, and he's gotten some help from Alain Maliksi and the other guys as well.
CJ Perez, Marcio Lassiter, both playing subpar games. As a squad, SMB is 4 of 19 from the 3-point range. Newsom against Marcio. Newsom still looking for it. Emergency pass to Hodge. Cliff will have to put it up. It's a miss. Rebound for CJ. Another good chance for SMB to inch closer. Marcio trying to attack quickly. The defense recovers for the Bolts. Perez on the attack. It's short. Rebound Hodge.
I was going to say, this is when Marshall Lassiter is most dangerous. So Meralco needing to look at where Marshall is, but that time able to stop. So no ball movement that time for San Miguel.
It will be CB's turn now to run down the clock and go on the move. That's a foul on CJ. Their last foul to give.
That's the thing, San Miguel hasn't been able to have a clean score, right? Here in the last 2 minutes. Credit that defense of Meralco, holding down San Miguel to 82 points so far.
From 111 in Game 4, it has been all defense for the Bolts in Game 5. Newsom on the attack. Lefty layup is a miss. Rebound for Junmar. There's still hope for the Beermen.
Only 36 points for San Miguel here in the second half.
But they'll need to act quick. Marcio to Chris Ross. Deep seal for Junmar down low. Fajardo scores again. 38 points.
They did a good job there of spreading and giving him enough space. That's just basically one-on-one in the shaded lane for Junmar.
2 possession advantage for the Meralco Bolts. So SMB still in this. That ball was tapped out of bounds, and with 49 seconds remaining, the possession will be reviewed.
Now the referees can review this without a challenge, without anything. They will review it just to make sure that they get the right call. If Meralco gets the basketball, 9.2 seconds left in their shot clock, 49.3 on the game clock.
It was a dangerous situation here.
And there's that swipe of Chris Ross.
Again, as you noted earlier, you cannot review contact on the arms. You cannot call a foul. It is just who touched it last.
So they're going to make sure that they're going to get this call because possession is definitely crucial, especially for San Miguel.
But if SMB gets it, then that's more than enough time to get 2 possessions, 2 looks at it.
Remember game number 2.
Exactly. That's so tough. That is so difficult
Because
to ball.
there was a swipe
Yeah.
by Chris Ross, but the question is, did it still touch the fingers of Chris Newsom?
Yep, it did. That will allow the San Miguel Beermen an opportunity to look for a big shot here because at this point you feel that they might already need a 3.
If it's an open 3, you definitely want to look at that, especially if it's a guy like Marshall Lassiter. They're going to try to look for him. But at the end of the day, Junmar Fajardo, he's got 38 points. He's been getting the ball, and he's been able to deliver. So he will be that first option.
Who will stop the Kraken? Well, the quick answer to that is everyone can try, but usually they will fall short. And you have to give credit to all the bigs sent into this ball game by the Meralco Bolts. Brandon Bates, Raymond Almazan, Norbert Torres, Kyle Pascual, Cliff Hodge. They all had an opportunity, but still that concerted effort gave up 38 points and 17 because we're just watching the GOAT of the PBA at his absolute best.
You just got to love how he does it. Nothing too much. He puts enough time. He works so hard. Does not get pissed off. Is showing a lot more emotion right now in his career of his numerous championships for Junmar Fajardo. 7-time MVP. Just won the best player of the conference. And he's very focused to be able to bring another championship to San Miguel.
13-0 when scoring at least 100 points this conference. 4-4 when being held to less than 100. And they were held to less than 100 3 times already by the Meralco Bolts. Once in the elimination round, 2 times here in the finals. And unless this game reaches a couple of overtimes, it's unlikely that SMB gets to 100. But still, that big stop, Dom, has given them a little bit of hope.
Oh, definitely. Now they have an opportunity, so they're able to get that stop. Now they need to be able to get a made basket.
And they're 4 of 19 from the 3-point range. They might just go to Junmar Fajardo once again and play the percentages. Marcio wants a 3. Marcio can't get it. Rebound to CJ. Perez, 3-point shot. It's gone!
Game number 2. Remember who was the guy who made the first 3-point shot? It was CJ Perez. And then followed by Marshall Lassiter. Will it be the same story?
Marcio misses this one. But the awkward bounce favoring CJ Perez. Newsom was right there, was right up on his face. But CJ takes the shot and connects his 3rd triple of the matchup. It's a 1-possession game.
I keep saying it, exactly like game number 2. The defense was right there. So these are those 3-point shots. Game number 2, also from that left side. Also in front was Chris Newsom. And then, the next 3-point shot, Marshall Lassiter. It seemed like prior to those 3-point shots, Meralco was on its way to another 1 game. But San Miguel did not quit. Game number 3, clutch 3-point shot by Chris Newsom from that corner, which won them that ball game, getting a 2-1 lead.
And we still have 40.7 seconds remaining in this ball game. 3-point shots have been clutch, although the makes not too much, but they come in at the right time, at the most crucial moments of the ball game. It looks like the Meralco Bolts will take the ball out of bounds on the other side to claim the full 24.
And that's the right decision, right? You just got to make sure that you know where Chris Ross is the entire time, because you know that Chris will pressure if he's got the guy who's dribbling that basketball. If not, he's going to try to go for that steal.
One more point, one more basket might be enough for the Meralco Bolts, but as of the moment, they are also in a must-score situation. You do not want to tempt fate against a team as good as the San Miguel Beermen.
You want to be able to put your fate in your hands if you're Meralco. You want to make sure that you do not turn the ball over, you make good decisions, and be aware of things that are happening.
Both teams in penalty, 40.7 seconds remaining. Newsome catches. And they will burn clock. It will be one man on top, the other four near the baseline to spread things out. And Newsome will create. The screen comes from Almazan. Nunu still with it. Four to work with. Chris will have to make a move. Newsome mishandles. Corner three-point shot is a miss. And it is play on. Junmar with it. No timeouts. This will have to be it. CJ with the basketball. There's a foul coming from Cliff Hodge, and that is not a horrible foul to give up.
Yes, because that's going to be 2 free throws. Because if that was just a tap out, then San Miguel would have been able to call a timeout.
They can call a timeout at this stage if they have anything remaining. But look at the bounce and claimed by Junmar. Good box out against Almazan. And it was play on. Sometimes, you know, coaches would prefer this. A free throw battle. CJ, the first one is a miss.
Well, we mentioned that free throws are going to be crucial and have been crucial all throughout this series.
Now you have to miss this one and hope for a back tap and a favorable rebound for a three-point shot.
That's why they brought in Motao Tua, to be able to try and have a better opportunity of getting this rebound.
Second free throw for CJ is a make.
So 2-point lead right now for Meralco. Question is, will they advance that basketball? Right?
I absolutely think they would to avert any disastrous inbound at the back.
The wise decision is actually to move that basketball all the way to the half court.
90 to 88, a 2-point lead for Meralco, 7.2 remaining. San Miguel will trap. If they don't get the basketball, they will foul. Newsome picked 4th by the Meralco Bolts in 2015 PBA rookie draft. He has played for one franchise throughout his career, where he also won the PBA Rookie of the Year. SEA Games, Asian Games, gold medalist, one of the final cuts in our Gilas Pilipinas squad for the FIBA Basketball World Cup last year. And what he wants more than anything is to deliver the first championship for the Meralco Bolts franchise.
Not just for Meralco, but even for him, because that really what cements, you know, your play as being a professional basketball player. The question is always, how many championships do you have? And Chris Newsome, the leader of the Bolts, wants to be able to do that this conference.
2 falls remaining for the San Miguel Beermen. 1 30-second timeout left for the Meralco Bolts. You know, this is a player, as great as he was for Ateneo, did not win a championship there. So this, he feels, is a legacy-defining moment in his Philippine Basketball Association stint, because, you know, Gilas, that's already taken care of.
Yes.
Asian Games gold medal after 60 years. As we take a look at that miss coming from CJ Perez. Of course, the reaction, tough one, coming from Mrs. Perez. But they would not even be in this situation if Perez did not get that offensive rebound and the three-point shot.
Again, because of the rules, players cannot call a timeout.
Nope. This will have to be thrown inbound some way, somehow by Cliff Hodge. He will be bothered by the Kraken. Of course, Meralco hiding the free throw shooting of Cliff Hodge. As the inbounder, they locate Newsome, and he draws the foul from Marcio Lassiter. 2 free throws will make it a 2-possession advantage. Pressure-packed moment for Chris Newsome.
And that would actually pretty much seal the win for Meralco if he's able to make these 2 free throws. Pressure pack definitely for him. You just saw CJ Perez miss earlier on, splitting his free throws. Let's see what Newsome has.
friendly roll for Chris Newsome. He is 9 for 9 from the free throw line in Game 5.
That rhymes.
Now, if he misses this, it's play on for San Miguel Beer, and Meralco might just foul again. Second free throw for New is good. 4-point lead.
San Miguel will call this timeout. We showed the graphic earlier. They have 2 more timeouts.
6.2 seconds remaining. They pulled off a miracle in that game to come back. Can they pull off a bigger miracle in Game 5?
We're going to be all watching and seeing what San Miguel has for us. You know, for Meralco on one end, you got to make sure you don't foul the 3-point shooter, because that could be a 4-point play. If you're San Miguel, you got to be able to get to your spots. You got to be able to take that 3, because even if you get it inside, you get a 3-point play. That's basically it. Not unless you want to go for that quick 2 and try to go for the steal.
It is crucial that Meralco still has a 30-second timeout remaining, because after any basket, they can call
a timeout. Exactly.
Meralco fans gearing up for what they want to be a celebration, what they want to be a 3-2 series advantage against the mighty defending champion San Miguel Beermen. 6.2 to work with. One last stop needed for the Bolts to move 1 win away from their first ever PBA championship.
Well, we talked about guys who needing to step up for both teams. For Meralco, guys like Alain Maliksi, Chris Newsome, Banquero, Bong Quinto as well, able to help out. Raymond Almazan, another big game for him. Offensively, able to help out. He's got 14 points in the ball game for Raymond Almazan.
Quinto on the offense-defense substitution comes back in. Ross the inbounder, Lassiter Trollano, CJ Perez, 3-point options, Junmar Fajardo. Inside for Coach George Galit. Marcio fakes. Marcio for 3. That's a miss. The tap goes to Bong Quinto, and the Meralco Bolts are 1 win away from their first ever PBA championship.
You gotta love the effort. You gotta like how defensively they made it happen for themselves. 88 points only for San Miguel. The only time San Miguel broke 100 was in game number 4. 111 points for them. In today's ball game, they continue the trend. When they're able to do it defensively, they get a win.
Game 5 winner has a 70% chance of winning the entire.
Chris Newsome to initiate this one. 14 seconds on the shot clock here for Meralco. Raymond Almazan. There's one Junmar Fajardo. Bong Quinto. Now to Banquero. Banquero up top. Gets a pick from Hodge. Go to Hodge again. Working on Motao Dua. That's a tough shot, but he makes it anyway!
Wow. That's not something you would expect coming from Cliff Hodge.
Well, you
step back.
Well, you see the sign. Meralco believe there is no more Game 7. And they are 2:30 away from what could be their first championship. But Simon Enciso with a big triple keeps San Miguel alive.
First points of the game here coming from Simon Enciso. Cold-blooded.
Shooter shoot. And Simon Enciso fancies himself a shooter. Chris Newsome, they're taking their time. Attacking at the 7-second mark of the shot clock. Newsome has to shoot. Newsome, no good then, but they get the ball back.
Story of this game. Another opportunity here for Meralco. And Chris Newsome will milk the clock once again.
Newsome will try again. They go to Nunu, and Nunu scores!
You just can't give too much second chance opportunities here if you're the Beermen.
It has been a struggle for Chris Newsome in this game, but even with his poor shooting night, they go to him in the clutch moments. Chris Newsome with a big 2 to push the lead back to 6, 77-71, and 1:43 left in this contest. And we could be 1-4-3 away from Meralco's first ever title. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Diskarte, di bale, walang pake sa maaarte. Tuloy lang at kampante, ginto lang ang diskarte. Bumubulusok, umuusok, tumutusok, at tagos sa bawat sulok. Mabangis kumiginang, ang lahat nahihibang. Nagliliyap, nagniningning, parang pinagtakbong hilig. Papatupunan, meron kamunan, dapat yung laban sa bayanan. Isang bansa, isang bansa. Alam mo to lang.
Welcome back to the Big Dome. Meralco leads 77-71 against the San Miguel Beermen, giants of the Philippine Cup. Let's take a look at the 2016 Governor's Cup Finals. The first appearance of Justin Brownlee, where the Bolts lost to Barangay Ginebra in Game 6. And Chris Newsom there holding up the runners-up trophy. 2017, they pushed to a Game 7, but unfortunately fell short again. 2019, another bridesmaid finish. 2021, another one, all against Barangay Ginebra, all in the Governor's Cup. But could this be different? In their very first appearance in the Philippine Cup Finals, they could take down one of the giants of the tournament, one of the giants of the competition, the San Miguel Beermen.
And they have taken control of this series from game number 1. They have never trailed. And now, 143 away. Of course, a lot of time. Only a 6-point game. And you are playing the mighty San Miguel Beermen.
It's just a 2-possession ball game. 1:43 left. Marshall Laster has it up top. Waits for the pick from Junmar Fajardo. Bong Quinto trying to stay with him. Marshall Laster goes inside. No good there. And the ball goes to the Meralco Bolts. Banquero has it.
And that's a shot Marshall makes.
And Bong Quinto will slow things down.
Good job there by Quinto. I was going to say nothing. That's great execution. Marshall getting an open floater.
Not clear yet. The Meralco Bolts smell it. But San Miguel will do whatever they could to get in the way. Simon Enciso. Oh, the ball falls back to Meralco.
Gonna get a rebound.
And
all game long.
And the crowd is expectant here at the Smart Internet Coliseum. Chris Newsom pulls up for 3. No good. San Miguel need a basket. They never led this entire game. And now Simon Enciso has it. Junmar Fajardo. Back to Simon Enciso. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Simon drives inside and scores a much needed 2. 10-second difference between shot and game clock. They need a foul. Coach George is asking for it, and it came too late.
And not the right guy to foul here. The last guy you want to foul here is Chris Newsom. Hodge, he had the ball for a while, and that was the right guy to foul. But you're seeing a San Miguel team that's tired and a bit defeated already here.
77-73. Chris Newsom has been there through every single loss in the finals for the Meralco Bolts. And here he is on the cusp of the first ever franchise championship of the Meralco Bolts.
Can't take anything for granted here if you're Chris. You have to make your free throws to seal this game.
78-73, still a 2-possession ball game. 29.5 left in this one. And Coach George Gallant calls for time to try and engineer a miracle. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
it takes a lot of trials sa finals. Parang masakit yun, but we relish it. It's a learning thing for us. You know, you grow from that. You can take it and ano, but our guys have been so relentless in that. Those things kind of make you have a chip on your shoulder. We've had 4 finals, we've had 15 semifinals in the last 10 years. Other teams, they wait 5 years for 1 semis. That would be good. But right now, that finals sa akin is nothing. Nobody remembers second place. You've got to win one to gain the respect.
Coach Luigi Trillo said it. You don't remember second place. But I'll also argue, you'll never forget your first. And for the Meralco Bolts, they are 29.5 seconds away from their first. Take a look at the names. Yusam, Hodge, Karam, Quinto, Banquero. None of them with a championship. All of them have been so close yet so far. They've encountered so many semifinals battles that they have gone over the hump, but then always fell short in the end. Could this be their moment? Jumar Fajardo working on Hodge, goes straight inside for an easy 2. Don't look now, coach. It's just a 3-point game.
Good play there.
Cliff Hodge has
That's the guy fouled.
And they can't foul. Oh, but a turnover here. Trollano pulls up for 3. Short. Trollano has it again. Now Simon Enciso. Swing it out to Marshall Lassiter. Marshall pulls up. No good there. But the ball stays. And it goes out of bounds for review. What a ball game!
I thought San Miguel had a layup there, but they opted to take that 3. With still a lot of time, I would have gone for that layup and attack the basket that time.
Well, did we not say Meralco weren't in the clear just yet?
And it's San Miguel ball.
The ball will stay with San Miguel. And I believe they'll sue for time.
Yes, they will. They have a chance here to send this game into overtime. Last touch will be on Bong Quinto.
Don't look now, coach.
Wow.
I remember a certain game 6 wherein there was a last-second 3-point shot that went against the Meralco Bolts in a final. Not quite the stakes here.
But this has been a Meralco pace, a Meralco type of game. Only 75 points for San Miguel. This is really how Meralco planned it to be. Now they just need one more stop to get their first championship. And it all boils down to this next play.
One stop away from glory. One stop away from a championship. Take a look at the final series summary so far. And Meralco have actually outscored the San Miguel Beermen by 4. Average win margin 5.2. It has been an incredible matchup. And you take a look at the times tied, 43. If you're San Miguel, you're hoping that it becomes 44 at the end of this possession.
A lot of options here for Coach George Gallen. Of course, CJ Perez is there. Marshall Lassiter, the primary option here for a possible game-tying 3-pointer.
5.7 is a long time, Coach. And 3 of 25 from beyond the arc. They won't matter. They won't mind the percentage. They just need one more 3.
I'm surprised that Tautua is checking in here for Trollano. They would need another 3-point shooter, but they still have 2 big men here on the floor.
Who do they turn to here? Oh, they need to let it go. They go to Jumar Fajardo. Jumar pulls up for 3. Oh! Jumar Fajardo gets the biggest 3 of the day!
Unbelievable!
The man you least expect!
Meralco just played great defense all the way, denying Lassiter, denying Perez. They had to give it to Junmar, and Junmar hits a long 3.
Of all the people
to hit the biggest three of the night. Fajardo, the Kraken, comes up with a big game-tying three.
Look at that. Fajardo. Nothing but net.
We can call him a stretch big, coach. Fajardo. Wow!
And that was challenged by Chris Newsom. But Fajardo showing why he is the best player of the conference, why he is a 7-time MVP.
And Fajardo, what a shot! Arguably one of the biggest shots he's hit in his career, but of course, they'll need to get the stop here. 3.3 seconds left here, coach. Meralco could still win this.
Remember that San Miguel is over the limit, so they cannot foul here. But with Meralco, you gotta go here to Chris Newsom or Alain Maliksi. Those are the two guys I would want to see catch the ball here and maybe turn around and make a play. Fajardo, 21, 12, and 5. Not the same numbers as game number 5, but he hit the biggest shot maybe of his life.
One of one from beyond the arc, and that's all they needed. But let's reset here, coach, because Meralco, they need just 1 point. And they have a chance to win it with the final shot. A lot of heroes here, potentially, for the Meralco Bolts. Who do they turn to? We'll find out soon enough.
Soliano will check in here for Chris Ross. Now the matchup I want here is Newsom because he can take a jumper over the defense of Enciso or maybe Maliksi.
Here we go. Banquero to Newsom. Newsom with a shot. And Newsom scores! Newsom answers back!
No more timeout for San Miguel. So they have to inbound from the backcourt. What are they? Oh, they have a 30. They have a 30.
30-second timeout for the San Miguel Beermen. 1.3 left. Big shot answered by another big shot.
That's where you want to go. Chris Newsom, because of his high jumper, he can take the shot off his defender. Look at this play. Excellent play coming from Coach Luigi Trillo. That was challenged by Toliano, but that will not bother Chris Newsom because of the height of his jump. That's and the slight fadeaway, but that's the way he shoots.
This goes to show the trust they have of Chris Newsom. He is shooting 23% from the field, 4 of 12 with that shot, and yet they still go to him. He has been a leader for this Meralco Bolts side.
Now you can have a quick steal play here for Fajardo for him to try to get the ball inside the paint here with 1.3 to go.
Now the onus is on the San Miguel Beermen again. Meralco need a stop to secure their first ever title. San Miguel need to score to force a game number 7. Everything on the line with 1.3 left here in the fourth quarter at the Big Toe. Buckle up, folks. Here we go. Simon Enciso to inbound here for the San Miguel Beermen. They turn to Junmar. Junmar needs to shoot, and Junmar doesn't get it, and Meralco win their first ever franchise title. Bridesmaids no more. The Meralco Bolts are champions in the PBA. The Meralco Bolts take down Giants, coach, and what an achievement.
And what a way to do it. we all talk about what Chris Newsom has done in his career. The only thing missing probably is a PBA championship. He was struggling all game long, but when they needed him, he delivered, hit a jumper to put the lead to 6 points, and when Junmar made that miracle 3, Chris responded by hitting the game winner. The championship winner.
How apt is it for the Meralco Bolts, who hung their hat on defense throughout the conference, gets the win off a great defensive play, denying everything and forcing another tough look for San Miguel to win their first ever title.
It was straight though. The three by Junmar. It looked good when he left his hands, but a lot of emotions here from the Meralco Bolts winning their first title. Guys like Cliff Hodge, who is such a hard worker. These guys deserve to be champions. Chris Newsom, Anjo Karam, they've been with this franchise for so long. Alain Maliksi bringing over his championship experience and becoming a big-time shooter in the clutch here for Meralco.
Chris Newsom celebrating with the Meralco faithful. What a leader he's been.